through Alcid as well. So there's this really, really, really cool. I wish I could go to it.
Yes, this one is as well
Really
like
cool.
something. Wow.
Exhibition in the Saudi desert, which I don't think it's something that they've ever done before. Very cool. But he basically had this concrete sculpture that he created, also using his calligraphy, etc. But it's just like this massive, dome of concrete with his sculpture. I don't think in this view that they showed from the top. We can also check on his projects before we go down, because actually seeing it from the top,
Yes, you can really see it.
So yeah, super cool. And I'm pretty sure you could probably make your way in between. Maybe you're not allowed, but I'm sure you could crawl underneath there and get in between the sculpture.
I'm just reading now that a lot of people. No, wait. The story of the Romans is that Pompey turned down his marriage proposal because the Ephesians verse praising their love
have compromised her honor, merely saying that a woman loved a man. Also, it's based of some love story that there was in the 7th century.
Which I can go and I can imagine, like, would you marry me, like in front of, so it became just like super romantic as well story.
I mean, we can have a look. I know we jumped from one to that, but just to see if there's any specifically on his project, because there's quite a few artists that are involved in the desert exhibition. So yeah, these words summarize the love the poet has for his region, and I chose them to shed new emphasis on it to residents as well as visitors. The poetry offers a lens through which to witness an entire landscape. The words come from within the heart of the region and are in many ways an ode not only to one woman but to the nature itself. Mirage acts as a metaphor for the love Jamil had for Putnaya, sorry for me butchering that. Love so infinite that ever longing to be reached and grasped, like a mirage. Okay.
Nice. Very cool. Super nice. And there is a video as well.
Let's have a little peek if it is really true. Not sure if it's a lie. Might be a lie. But wow, amazing. The scale must be insane when you're there.
Yes. I really like when we can manage like to see, of course, like the proportion, because you can imagine even like in the desert, you can imagine it can be super small, super big, but no, it was super big.
So yeah,
but really nice,
very cool.
Yeah, from here I think I didn't get it was that big. I mean, I could imagine it was like it's big, but not as with the view from the top and as well like the girl. I mean, the person like close by. Yeah, so it's really nice. And as well, I don't think it's very soft, but I have the impression it's soft. I would like to touch it.
I hope so. I actually thought it was made of concrete, but maybe I'm very wrong. But it looks like it is.
That's true. Yeah. You even like say that, but it's true that when you see it, I feel like, I don't know, sponge. Very, very nice.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, so basically we stumbled across this page because of his work, and then we had seen that there were actually quite a few artists that had done the exhibition in the desert. So yeah, so it's currently in a view for March 2020.
That's one of my favorites, I think.
Oh yes. Oh, so it says the free site-specific art exhibition features interactive installations by 14 artists from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Lebanon, France, Denmark, Puerto Rico, and the United States. Each of the works is intended to reflect on the history of Saudi Arabia desert, which for thousands of years served as a major incense trade route between Asia, Africa, Middle East, and Europe. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, this is your favorite one, friend.
I can just imagine like going there. It looks so fun.
Yeah,
really.
Trampolining in the installation, and then they said that it actually is to resemble puddles of water in the sand. It's so cool. It's
so cool, really.
Very,
jump
very cool.
In the puddles. Yeah, because actually even at the beginning I didn't really get as well. And then when we were like just looking and going through, and you were saying, no, but it's trampoline, you can jump. It's like, wow,
it's super cool.
Seriously.
Wow.
I can imagine you go in the desert and then you go. No, it's super, super nice. And as well, like really well interact with all the surrounding as well.
Yeah.
So again, it's not, as we say, it is different. Maybe it's not, again, like graffiti or something, but you see the way art can be interact with like the surrounding without being too, I don't know, too much or
too obvious in a way.
Yes, yeah, intrusive as well. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's quite, I mean, yes, there is like trampoline, you can jump on that, but it's very organic and as well, it's not like ruin the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I think that's something very important. I think that, of course, it's something that they want as well achieve, but less crazy, you know, like they don't want to create this shock. I mean, sometimes it can as well like work to put something completely out of context. Yes, fair enough. I mean, can be something, but in this case, I really appreciate the decision to really make it more subtle.
For sure. They say actually in the evening the trampolines become light activated and change in appearance, and when people interact with them, so it really then looks like a puddle of water in the night.
That's super cool.
It's cool, very, very cool. Yeah. So then going down, so this one, when I read the other day, she depicts the cosmic tale of a female astronaut who arrives on Earth to spread light and information. So I think these are supposed to be like almost like the footprints of a
yes, astronaut. I mean,
of like the walking or the footsteps, should I say. So the artwork, which is displayed across a large stretch of sand that extends to an abstract looking rock formation, is described in the exhibition catalogue as an ode to the region, Genesis, as a birthplace of astronomy. So that's also cool, like almost like you've been walking on the moon, or like little moon craters or something.
I just can imagine if you go there, how surreal can be everything. I mean, you jump and you see like this piece of artwork, like with the calligraphy anyway, like concrete, and then you find the trampoline, and then you move a bit, and then you find like this.
And also because the scale of it, you know, like if you look like how the desert must be so vast, so wide and engulfing, and then you have these crazy installations. I mean, there you can literally see how tiny.
Oh yes, that's true.
You know, the tiny person compared to everything. I'm sure, like you're saying, it feels like quite almost intimidating in a way.
Yeah, you know? And then surreal as well.
Yeah. Okay, so it was another, I don't really know. So
I think that the most, I mean, was the other one, because the artist that we saw, and it was nice to see the different interaction, like the graffiti, like on the wall, but as well like interaction with some pieces that were like in 3D. And then as well, I mean, the trampoline was just like fun, but for sure, I mean, there were like 14, and it just anyway nice to see how they integrate everything. I think the other, like the one we saw before, that is like the ring in metal, then to me is doing exactly the opposite, as we were saying, something that I wouldn't expect there.
Yeah.
So it's creating like the opposite,
contrast,
the contrast, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is even fine because it's not shocking. I mean, you see the contrast, but as is reflecting.
Yeah. It's like in a way it's also like a mirage, I guess, like you know, he was calling the piece on top, but for me this is also creating that illusion.
It's still I mean, it's continued the surreal effect in a way. So it's out of context. I think the other two, they're really integrate. Like the first one, it can really be rocks. I mean, I'm just saying very impossible, but you know, a rock shaped with the sand and the wind and etc. The second one, you know, it's
really like it has
been
rainfalls or something.
Yeah, so sure. This is the most, I think, out of context, but with the reflection and play with the material is the same. And as well, this one, even like now, I mean, from the picture there is like fuchsia light and etc. But again, why not a pyramid in the desert? Exactly, I mean, I don't know. You can easily like some other connection popping up in your mind.